with them in like July. So we're recommending them for approval for this year, and that's all I can say.
Thank you. Is there any residents wish to speak on this item? Seeing none, I would go ahead and entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, make a motion to award the bid for the 2026 annual mowing service agreement to Lawn Force for contract mowing services at various city-owned properties for an amount not to exceed $3,482 per mowing.
Second.
So is it you, Ms. Gurley?
Yes.
Okay. We have a motion by Mr. Reeves and a second by Ms. Gurley, and we'll start with you, Mr. McMahon.
Not knowing roughly what it would cost to mow all those different places or locations and stuff like that, it seems like that dollar amount is, within reason, right? Is there?
Yeah, as an example, I mentioned it earlier tonight. My water staff was interested in maybe like mowing their own site, and by the time we start penciling out the 3 guys to mow that site, how long it took them, because since we did it last year,
Yeah.
these guys were still way, way cheaper for them to mow it just themselves and letting them do it. So
Just roughly, how many times do you think we get how many times do they mow? I mean, on an average, right? Is it, boy, I'm trying not to catch you off guard.
No, you're fine. So we have different sites. I mean, either we mow everything once a week, so like City Hall, fire station, cemetery. The facilities, we usually will mow them at least like once a week, or we will mow them once a week. There's other sites like the medians across the street over here off 2nd Street. Those are on like a 2-week rotation.
Okay.
So that's why it says like will not exceed $3,482.
It's kind of fluctuates.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's the worst case scenario right there, is if we mowed all the sites in 1 week,
Sure.
then that's what it'd be.
What it would cost.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Sure.
Ms. Wood?
I do have to say, I like the photographs of the places that are mowed. I mean, they're coming from above and next to, and there's a lot of greenery in Bonner.
Yeah, that's this is literally the maps that I send out to the contractors in the bid documents that they see, and so they know where we're talking about. Everywhere they need to mow.
Sounds like we're going to get more trees, too.
Yeah.
Was this
Ms. Gurley?
significantly more than last year?
No, not really.
Right,
I don't
in
know,
line?
have that number off the top of my head, but I can
Was
tell
in
you.
line, you felt like it
Yeah,
was okay?
yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, the maps were great. I just want to make a personal note on mow number 16. I was looking, for some reason, the farmer's market shed isn't on that map, but I know in the past, mowing companies fail to tend to mow or weed eat behind it. And so I just want to make sure that's on there. Only because those weeds get up to my waist, and that's where snakes and spiders hide. So, again, just a personal note on that map, looking on it on site number 16.
We'll make a note of that, and we can bring it up in the pre-con.
Thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Reeves?
So mowing the cemetery once a week, is that right?
Yes.
And do they trim every week or every other week?
They trim every week.
Okay, fine, just so we know.
Okay, I've got nothing else additional. If there's nobody has anything else to add, I would go ahead and have the clerk go ahead and record the vote.
Kip?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Shannon?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Blanks?
Yes.
Gurley? Yes.
Reeves? Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Beats. Appreciate it. On to item number 8, an ordinance to update the compensation for the city attorney. Staff?
Chris Brake, City Clerk. We presenting this ordinance to you. The city attorney's compensation was updated last in December of 2024. Prior to that, it had not been updated since 2013. An update to an increase in that compensation was included as part of our budget for 2026. And we're just asking you to pass the ordinance, to approve the ordinance so that we can put that in place. it would be, the ordinance would be effective immediately, the compensation rate would be effective May 1st.
Thank you. Is there anybody from the audience that wishes to address this item? Seeing none, I would go ahead and entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to adopt an ordinance updating the city attorney's compensation.
I have a motion by Ms. Gurley, a second by Mr. Shannon. And Ms. Blanks, we'll start with you.
Chris, are you allowed to say what it was prior to what's listed on the new compensation ordinance?
Yes, so currently it's $140 an hour.
Okay,
The ordinance will increase that to $190 an hour.
okay, thank you.
Mr. Reeves?
Yeah, are we allowed to ask who our city attorney is now?
The Office of Perry and Trent, still our city attorney.
Okay,
Anything else? Mr. Reeves?
that's it.
Mr. McMahon?
Yeah, I'm just looking at these staggering numbers that the mayor makes and the city council members. We're the ones that vote on this and we're the least paid. Honestly, as a business person, the attorney rates are probably pretty good considering what they can be elsewhere, so anyway, it's all good.
Ms. Wood?
We don't do it for the money.
Well, I get, no, amen to that.
Come on.
You have anything else, Ms. Wood?
You want to add to that?
No.
Okay, Ms. Gurley?
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. Shannon?
Who is that guy sitting next to you? That,
I don't know why I would call her a guy. Oh, you're talking about next sitting, this guy? Oh, this side.
You looked at Emily. I love you, Tom.
I don't have any skin in this fight yet.
Okay, with that, I have nothing to add. If nobody else has got any other comments to make, I would go ahead and have the clerk go ahead and record the vote.
Gurley,
Yes.
Kip,
yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Blanks,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes,
Shannon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, that completes our regular agenda. On to reports. City manager's report.
I'll make this one really quick. I just wanted to remind you all that next week on Monday, April 20th, I'd love to see all your faces here along with our planning commission and department head so that we can have a growth and strategic planning meeting to kick off budget season. That will be in here in this room at 6:45. And this time, I realized last time it went a little late. We got here a little early. There was a little hangriness. We'll have sandwiches.
Thank you.
And cookies.
Okay, city council items. We'll start with you, Mr. Shannon.
Matt, thank you, and Amber, thank you for getting patch on Metropolitan. Very much needed. Thank you very much.
I'm excited that turf's going, or sod, I'm sorry, is going in on 138th Street. It's all striped. It's beautiful. They're currently running some more underground electric for streetlights, which makes me very happy. We're getting close to the finish line. Oh, and Bob, you'll be glad to know that the engineers are finalizing the plan for the flume at Caw and 138th, and that will help mitigate that giant puddle. That's all for me.
this had numbers in it. I just need to make sure I'm right. There's a planning meeting on Monday, April 20th, 2026, at 6:45 in this room. Okay, thank you.
It'll be just like, probably, I would assume, probably the setup will be just similar to what we did a few months ago. We'll be down there with tables.
And are outsiders allowed to come?
It's a public meeting, yes.
Oh, public meeting.
Yes, Alan, unfortunately, you get to come. Is that it?
Are you finished?
Oh, yes.
Mr. McMahon?
Just a few thoughts, I'll keep it quick. One is, the gentleman that's here, the 7 days, of how to treat someone with decency and care and all that stuff, and we made a proclamation. You should have ran that until death do us part, so we should be like that every day. And kudos for you. You were well-spoken when you came up and said that, and thank you for, being a voice for something that's really necessary. It's sad that we have to do this, but kudos to you for what you're doing, and continue that great work, and hopefully other people are catching that vision with you as well. Back to the fire department and stuff. My wife, 17 years, worked with SPED at BSC, and so I understand completely about being in an environment with people with special needs, whether it's autism or whatever it may be. And I think it's great that this is being addressed, and it's real. And having staff and people trained to be able to, de-escalate or whatever terms we want to use, I think is fantastic. So kudos for what you guys are doing. And the police department is right there with you guys as well. So means a lot, and I appreciate it, because I know after watching Gina and what she did for 17 years, that she's still phenomenal in those environments and knows exactly what to do. So with that, thank you. And then one other thing, I think it was last Thursday, they had Taco-ish at Range 23 that was set out front. I think they only had the one food truck. People were standing in line, and it was fine, because we really got a good taco waiting on it. And I think that was kind of the kickoff for Range 23. It's great. They did a phenomenal job. There's other things that are getting ready to open up downtown. And as I generally state, anytime you have an opportunity, I know CST did a breakfast the other morning, and they plan on their next breakfast is going to be, Emily, and I'm not doing chamber stuff here. I'm just...
I love it. I love it.
This guy that lives here in Bonner and
Become
likes
my
to eat in
assistant.
town. I am your assistant.
You have become my assistant.
We got to work on this money thing. But
I'd be very careful on
yeah,
those
no,
words,
just kidding.
on your choice words.
I am. Delete that, Amber. I say that tongue in cheek. But anywho, their next breakfast, I think, is Mother's Day weekend. So on that Saturday, excellent, all-you-can-eat pancakes, and it's not competition against Amy. Matter of fact, Amy shows up a time or two from third space. With that, I digress. Bonner's great, it's growing, and the problems that we have are good problems, by the way. Anyway, that's it, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. McMahon. Ms. Blanks.
Thank you to Councilman McMahon for always promoting local businesses. I'm going to piggyback off of that. This Thursday, the 16th, we have a trio chamber happy hour at 111 at Gorilla Exteriors from 4 to 6. It'll be the Bonner Edwardsville Chamber, the Shawnee Chamber, and the KCK Chamber. It's the first time that we're all three doing an after-hours event together. And then this Friday, the 17th, a new chamber event, Yowza Antiques, on Oak Street, will be hosting an afternoon affair, which we're very excited about. And then the following week, Range 23, I think it's from 5 to 7, KSHB will be there doing community conversations. So they'll be talking with the public about just all things Bonner Springs and what's going on. And then that following Saturday, the 25th, from 11 to 1, the Jerry Lee Jarrett Life Center is doing a spaghetti lunch fundraiser towards their efforts of their goal of paying off their mortgage this year. And that's what I got for now until our next meeting, and then I'll dive into other ones.
Mr. Reeves?
Yes, Bonner Beautiful, their budget needs to be increased. I thought I'd mention that because they were here tonight, and the budget plan's coming up, and they wanted a substantial increase. I said, how much do you want? They said, the whole thing. But they were talking about revamping all the flower garden areas in the city that they're in charge of, and also doing some work on the gazebo, other than the roof. I guess the roof is already taken care of, but it needs a whole lot more work than just the roof, it appears to me like, too. So keep that in mind as we're planning for amounts for these different departments. Okay, and, thanks for the patching on Metropolitan, as Mr. Shannon says. And the size of new sign out, the Quick Trip, is very, very small. Comments out there were that they said that's all the ladder the city'd let them have. Is there a way that we could maybe change that or something, because you can't see it from the road hardly?
It went to the Board of Zoning Appeals for a variance request and was not approved for the variance.
Well, that's
They
an
could
unsatis-
apply again if they wanted to
Okay,
put up a different sign.
I will, because I think they'd be willing to even put up another sign the way they're talking.
Are they just wanting it like too big?
It was
They give feedback on just.
taller.
It's even smaller than their other sign, and it's farther from the road.
Because they have diesel here and they don't at the other location. So they have to put two prices on the sign at the new one.
Well, and I think one of the reasons that it was turned down by zoning, from what I understand, is that they also wanted it to be, was it
Tall.
60
Very
feet in the
tall.
air? They wanted it to be visible from I-70.
You can't
And
see it
that's-
from
it was-
I-70, it's too small.
Well, no, but that's what they wanted, it 60 feet in the air, so
But you
that
put it
was,
up that high, but if you can't read it from that distance, it's not much.
yeah, that's one of the reasons I believe that they did turn that down, is because of the height.
Yep.
Okay,
It's only an issue if you have bad eyesight.
okay. And also, I have a flag here that's being donated by John Reynolds. He died several years ago. His wife, Frida Reynolds, just recently died, and she had left instructions to me and my wife that this ought to be used by a civic organization, used by the city or a civic organization. And it's I think it's a slightly larger flag, and it's one that's been kept in a case for several years. I think it's in very good shape, but maybe not an exterior flag. And so that might be taken into consideration. If we can use it here, or maybe something like the Boy Scouts or some civic organization, that would be a wonderful use. The only thing I would ask is, I'd like to know where it ended up.
Lovely.
That's nice. That's very nice.
Thank you.
And it, Mr. Reeves?
That's it.
I'll try to keep it short and simple. I apologize, Ms. Vogan, if I missed it in your presentation. But you had mentioned in your report about the dumpster days. I think it's important to note, remember that was when the whole discussion of the carts, large items came up. And so we are finally going to, looks like staff is working on putting together a dumpster days for the residents of Bonner Springs, which will provide us with an opportunity to take all those large pieces of junk that you can't quite, disassemble and put in your cart and have a place you can go get them dumped. So they'll keep us up to date on information as that comes on. And then, based upon the presentation this evening on impact, 4 weeks ago, we had a rather unfortunate incident in town. I wanted to find out how our firefighters and officers who participated in the rescue, how they're doing. Are they surviving, everything mentally, physically? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot.
Through a coordinated effort of peer support that we have in the fire department and the police department, the two entities come together, and we did bring in a counselor for a session, and those that wanted to participate got together, and we participated in that. Injury-wise, I know the firefighters are doing fine. Both officers are back to work.
Officers are back to work, and peer support has reached out.
I could hear you, but that one down there can't. So.
The police officers are back to work. They've been medically released and fine. They have been working with peer support as well, and things seem to be going great.
Gotcha. Because I know sometimes those scars aren't just on the outside, they're on the inside. So I'm glad to hear that. So thank you both. Appreciate it. And then last but not least, on this whole deal with downtown and, your taco truck, and I just want to mention that I drove through downtown the other day, and I could not find a parking spot on Oak, and I was happy about it. So that meant the businesses were thriving. So with that, unless somebody's got something else,
I do one thing.
Okay.
I need a new button. IT. That has been like that since.
Mr. Mayor, I move to adjourn this meeting at 9:19.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Gurley, and you pick it. There was a whole bunch of them with that second, so. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.